All right, this is your virtual lesson for today. You are going to do some task cards, and in these task cards, it's going to have a short paragraph about a character, and you are to determine the character trait based on the evidence in the paragraph. Okay, so here are the directions. Read each task card. Look at the actions and dialogue of the main character to determine the character trait. Remember, we talked about that in class, how the actions and dialogue of the character are your evidence. Okay, then give a piece of evidence from the text that proves this trait. Make sure your evidence is an action the character did or something the character said, dialogue. Okay, then finally, this is something new. So we did that part in class, but I'm going to have you add something to it. Explain how you know that the evidence proves your character trait. So, in other words, if you say that the character, like in class, we did the one about Brittany, and many of you said that Brittany was disrespectful or rude. Okay. So, if you say that Brittany is disrespectful, well, how do you know that? What do you know about disrespectful people that would lead you to believe that Brittany is disrespectful? Well, I know that disrespectful people stick their tongue out at people or do things behind other people's backs. Or I know that disrespectful people do not are not kind to their elders, okay, or do not listen to their teachers. Whatever you know about disrespectful people that helped you determine, okay, that Brittany was disrespectful. So we're going to do two of them together so that you get the idea of what I mean by this. And then you're going to do 10 of them on your own. So let's begin. We're going to go to slide 2. And this is the first paragraph. It says, when Nicole got home from school, she immediately sat down to do her homework. Then she vacuumed and dusted her bedroom. When her mom got home from work, Nicole helped her get dinner ready. So what kind of character is Nicole? What character trait describes Nicole? Well, I gave you a list, and each one of these is going to be used once. So look through this list, and which of these describes Nicole? Well, one jumps out at me right away, and that is hardworking. Okay, so think to yourself, got to have evidence. What did Nicole do in this story that proves that she's hardworking? Well, she did her homework right when she got home from school. She vacuumed and dusted her bedroom, and she helped her mother with dinner. I do not have to give all three pieces of evidence. I just have to give one piece of evidence. So I don't want you, because otherwise you're going to be writing forever. Okay, so I don't want you to give too much. Just give me one piece of evidence. If you click on this little character down here, it will take you to the slide that you need to complete. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. It takes me to this slide. It says number 1. So I know that's the one I'm doing. And I'm going to just write hardworking. Okay, so I just type in hardworking. Then over here, how do you know? This is the evidence. I need to do two things here. First, I need to give my evidence. And secondly, I need to tell why or how I know. Okay, so first of all, the evidence. Remember, I gave 3 things that Nicole did. I'm just going to choose one of them. So I'm going to write it in a sentence because Mrs. Fisher loves sentences. So I'm going to say, Nicole did her homework right when she got home from school. Okay, that's it. Just give me one piece of evidence. Now, the next thing I need to write is, how do I know that that's hardworking? What do I know about hardworking people that told me that this was hardworking? Well, I know that hardworking people get their work done first. They get their work done before they start playing. So it didn't say that Nicole came home and went outside and played and then did some video games and then watched TV. And then at the end of the day, she decided to rush through her homework. No, it said she did her homework immediately, right? Right when she got home from school, she did her homework. So I'm going to say that I know that hardworking people get their work done first. Okay, there I am. All right, so we're going to do that with all of them. So hardworking, you just have to write the character trait. Then two sentences here. One, what's the evidence? Just give me the evidence. And then what do you know about hardworking people? Okay, let's do one more so that you get the idea. So to go back to the slide you need, I'm going to click on this number and it's going to go back to the slide that I need. There we go. If you want to write out these words on a piece of paper, then you can cross them out as you go. So you know that you only have 11 left then, because you're only going to use them once. Now I'm just going to make a line through it. However, if you do this, you'd have to do them on every single page, and you don't want to do that. So I would just write them out so that you know which ones you've used and which ones you still have left, so that you can cross them out as you go. Okay. All right, let's go on to number 2. Here's number 2. The 4th of July is Andy's favorite holiday. Every year he puts American flags out in his front yard to help celebrate. He also decorates their house with red, white, and blue streamers. Okay, now this is why I'm doing it together, because this one is a little confusing for kids because they have not heard of this character trait before. But this person, Andy, is showing that he is patriotic. It's right here, patriotic. What does patriotic mean? Patriotic means that you love your country, okay, and you support your country. That is what a patriotic person does, okay? So the fact that he's putting the American flags out in front of his yard and he's decorating his house with red, white, and blue streamers. Well, what do I know about patriotic people that told me that that Andy is patriotic? Well, I know that patriotic people decorate to celebrate their country. Okay? If you're patriotic, you usually decorate to celebrate your country. Okay? You can use either one of the evidence. You can either say that he put American flags out in his front yard, or you can say that he decorated their home with red, white, and blue streamers. Either one, because both of them are decorating and both of them are celebrating his country. Okay, so I click on this so that I go to my, it'll take me to the slide. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. What happened there? Oh, this is not good. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. All right. So number 2, I'm going to put patriotic because I know that Andy loves his country. And then I'm going to choose one of the pieces of evidence. He did 2 things. I'm just going to do one. Okay. I'm going to say it's Andy because I got to use my character's name, right? So Andy puts American flags in his yard. Okay, that's my piece of evidence. Then I need to explain my evidence. What do I know about patriotic people that led me to believe that Andy was patriotic? Well, I know patriotic people decorate to celebrate their country. And that's all I need to do. Okay. And then to get back, I will click on 2, and that will take me to, there we go, my slide, slide 3. Okay. So we have already used, this is why you don't want to do what I'm doing, because you'd have to do this every single time, and that would be annoying. But we've already used hardworking. And now we have used patriotic also. So let's go through the rest of them just so that you know what they mean, okay? So we have polite, and I think we know what polite means, but you say your please and your thank yous, you open doors for people, that's polite. Dishonest, dishonest means that you don't tell the truth, okay? So if somebody asks you something, you might lie to them. Generous, generous means that you're giving, that you give of your time, you give of your money, you share things, you don't keep it all to yourself, okay? Cheerful, I think we all know what cheerful means. You're happy all the time, right? Selfish, that means that you only think of yourself. You don't think about other people's feelings, you don't think about other people's needs, you just think of yourself. Dangerous, that means you do things that could harm you or other people. Okay. Disrespectful. Well, we talked about that with Brittany, right? You don't respect other people. You don't respect other people's things, and you don't respect other people's feelings, and you're rude to them. Bossy. If you're bossy, that means you are constantly telling people what to do, and you have to have things your way. Okay, that's bossy. Friendly, I think we know what friendly is. Okay, you make friends easily. And then messy, obviously. You don't put your things away. You have a mess everywhere. Now, what I want you to be careful with, though, is I see polite, I see cheerful, and I see friendly. And they're similar. So you want to make sure that if it's polite, then the people are whatever character they might be saying please and thank you, or they might be holding a door open, or they're doing a polite thing, okay? Not just a happy, but a polite thing. If they're cheerful, the person is going to be happy all the time, okay? Smiling, whatever, cheering people up, cheerful. If they're friendly, that means they're making friends. They can make friends easily. Okay. So make sure that because those 3 are similar, make sure you choose the best one. So look at the clues, look at the actions that the character is doing, and then look at what she or he is saying, and choose the best one. Okay. So we have Raj here. Okay. Raj got a new bike for Christmas. Even though he had a helmet, he decided not to wear it. He jumped on his bike and took off as fast as he could down the middle of his street. When a car came driving down the street, Raj tried to race it. So look at what he did, look at the actions. There is no dialogue, so you just have to look at the actions. Okay. He didn't wear a helmet. He took off as fast as he could down the middle of the street. He's driving in the middle of the street. And then he tried to race a car. So there's 3 actions that he did that will prove his character trait. Some of you are probably already yelling it out. Oh, I know what that is. make sure that you give me then the 2 sentences. First, give me evidence, and then tell me what you know about that character trait that showed you, that proved to you that Raj was that, right? Okay, so you are going to do, um, uh, sorry. You can also just scroll through these if you don't want to, if this isn't working for you, like it has been messing up for me. But you have, so you're going to do 3, 4, 5, and 6 on here, and then there's another slide that has 7 through 12. And each time it takes you back to the next slide. So that was 8, and this will take you to 9. Or you can just scroll over here, right? Whichever one you want to do. All right, enjoy and make sure you give me that evidence.